People who are 40 plus, what is your advice to people in their 20s? Your dreams are not static. It's okay to decide the dream you had at 15 is no longer for you. Fucking exercise while you can. I'd like to add to this. Don't push your body beyond health limits. Sometimes when people get into exercise, they don't use proper form, or they go too hard too fast, and injure themselves. Success is scary. Don't wait for someone to let you. Make someone stop you. Failure is part of life. You are going to fail at times. That doesn't mean you quit and give up. It means you try again with new knowledge. Edited Askreddit to a quote that changed my life. The question isn't who is going to let me, it's who is going to stop me. Ayn Rand. Yes, you have to recognize your own power and recognize that self-discipline pays off. Don't spend a lot of money on a wedding. Fuck glorified social media. Don't have a kid until you are ready. Although there is a point where it becomes more difficult. Or don't have a kid at all. And don't let other people badger you into it if you don't want one. Exactly. I love my parents. But I don't want kids, no matter how much they beg. Start your 401k. I don't care if you work fast food right now. I don't care if you only plan to stay at this job for a few more months. Start your 401k and put literally any amount in it. You can transfer it from job to job, and a lot of jobs offer some sort of match, which is literal free money. Starting at age 20 with $100 and adding $20 check and a 10% compound interest will get you $352. $363 at retirement. Compare that to $132. $901 starting at 30. This isn't counting any company match or extra amount put in as your income grows. It's literal free money. Just do it. It's crazy how much your money can multiply between the ages of 20 and 50 to 65. One of the podcasts that I listen to talks about an 80x multiplier from age 20 to 65, which never ceases to amaze me. Edit. Another thing that this podcast talks about is how 15,000 at 20 can turn into 1,000,000 by retirement. One of the teachers at my high school did this. He'd saved up enough money to put in something like $10,000 into his superannuation fund when he was 18 or something. At the time, I think the Australian government would match any contribution you put into it post-tax. So it was like putting $20,000 in when he was 18. He's able to have a pretty good retirement because of that early contribution plus 40 years of regular contributions afterwards. Do more. Talk less. To add, listening will take you farther than talking. I just heard the opposite advice in another thread. You should talk a lot in your job so your higher ups pay you better. Spend less than you earn. Create more value than you consume. I'm 39. So cheating by a year. Save money, either with a shitty 0.5% interest savings account or investing. Just save. Put $5 to $10 away every paycheck, if you can find it. Do it every paycheck and just don't touch it. If your work has a retirement plan, sign up with it. Invest in people and relationships that want to invest in you. Life's too short and there are too many people to meet to be chasing people that don't give a duck about you. Work hard first. Have fun after. Don't procrastinate. It's a cycle you have to work 3 times as hard to break out of. The most profitable thing I ever did was pay for disability insurance when I was 23. I had no ducking giddy or I would become disabled at 24, but generally I was worried about getting hit by a car while biking to work. Also travel insurance, as I initially got sick while traveling. Wow, glad you were able to get the insurance. Life can be chaotic and unpredictable. Definitely helps to be prepared. Take lots of pictures of yourself and the people you care about. Not sure if that's a problem for most younger folks, but when I was in my 20s, I hated to have my picture taken. Now the few images I have of myself at that age are really precious to me, especially those with my friends. Even if you are self-conscious about your looks, do it. Consider it a gift to your future self. 100%. Also take holiday pictures with you in them. Cool buildings are nice to look at. but the photos are much more useful as a holiday memory if you're in them. 1,000% this. You can buy professional pictures of buildings and landmarks if you want. Who cares about those? It's popular to make fun of selfies. But you know what selfies at landmarks and whatnot have in them? They have you at that moment. Maybe you don't think that's a big deal. But years from now, you're gonna look at that picture and get a hell of a lot more out of it when you see your own mug staring back at you, and you know all the stuff then you didn't, and it'll spark memories about that trip and be a whole thing. If you just look at a picture of a statue or canyon or building, though, it'll just be indistinguishable for thousands or millions of other pictures people have taken of the same spot. Destigmatize selfies. 1. Stop chasing social media clout unless you're getting paid. 2. Break free from the designed addiction that is social media for mental health. 3. Invest in yourself now. Don't think you have to be older to start investing. 4. The people you're showing off to now won't be around later in life. Don't do anything to ruin your life to impress them. 5. Diversify your hobbies. Don't only video game. Get into books and other off-screen hobbies. 6. Travel and learn another language as soon as you can. 7. Your joints don't hurt now, but they will sooner or later. Consider the long term. 4. Exercises. And consider the risk vs reward for high impact vs low impact activities. Save your hips and knees. 8. Get to know your parents now. Don't wait until they're older to have a heart to heart. There are reasons for why they are the way they are. Ask them about it, and don't wonder why they were the way they are when they are no longer here. Point 8 is such good advice. The older you get, the more you'll understand your parents, but sometimes they won't be around anymore. Spend time with them. Stop beating yourself up and thinking you should know everything by now. Make mistakes and enjoy making them. Don't compare yourself to other people. Work on being the best version of yourself. Enjoy the people around you. Be kind and generous. Don't let negative people change you. And use social media to connect with and lift up the people you love. Be creative with no other goal in mind. Don't aim to monetize your creativity, not as a goal. Gamify the mundane parts of your life. Learn to troubleshoot even the boring stuff instead of letting it all go to shit, because it's not fun. F55. Tomorrow. Close bracket. Do everything. Experience it all. Don't listen to people who say you can't. Wear sunscreen. Laugh a lot. Show your emotions. Don't be quick to fall in love. You're not too fat / skinny / short / tall / ugly / hairy. You are you. You're the only one of you. Treat yourself like it. Stop looking at your phone. True likes aren't from social media. Love yourself. You can't love truly someone else until you do. Life really is short. Do what makes you happy. Do random acts of kindness and don't tell anyone. Make goals and refer to them often. Make your first goal to make at least one person per day smile. 1. Get in shape now. Stay in shape. It's so much easier to do that than get in shape when you're older. 2. Go outside more. Appreciate the real world. There is a lot to see and experience. 3. Start saving money. Something. Anything. You will sleep so much better at night when you're older knowing you have it. 4. Don't smoke. Or at least, don't habitually smoke. 5. Get some real hobbies. Don't stare at screens too much. Start saving now. Even if you can afford just $10 a week. Do it. Have whatever you decide taken out of your account automatically and just live like you never had it in the first place. Recognize that some friendships, most, in fact, will not last forever. And that's okay. Some people enter our lives for brief periods of time, but leave lasting impressions. Eat well. Exercise often. Stay out of debt. Take chances. Don't try to keep up with the Jones. Treat yourself like you are someone that you care about. While you can afford to travel and work somewhere, kids camp, ski or beach resort, something that gets you to a destination for a temporary duration. I got to see a portion of my country by taking seasonal jobs that had some kind of housing option. I did this too, but only a couple of places. Great idea, invaluable experience. I got married at 21. My dad told me you get fat during marriage by adding 5 pounds per year. 10 years down the road you are 50 pounds heavier. I could eat whatever and drink whatever back then. Fucking old man was right. 43 now. Struggling to get rid of it now 20 plus years into my marriage. Worst time to try and lose it. Also lots of people say to enjoy your youth and you should, but start saving and putting away or into retirement. Future you will thank you. Coworker of mine just retired at 55 and has been a warehouse worker for 20 years. At his peak with us, he couldn't have been making more than $50-60k, which included a lot of odd to get there. Has been putting away and investing since he was 18. Retiring comfortably before the rest of us. Going to chill and travel and getting even bigger implants for his wife. I'm 43. I just lost 20 pounds, gained from trauma, overeating, and injuries in the last year, in 75 days. Never too late. 1. Pay off your debt now. 2. Start your retirement investing. 3. Keep exercising. It doesn't easier. 4. Don't worry so much about your relationships. Get out of bad ones as quickly as possible. There's always another. 5. Same for jobs. 6. Everyone is going to seem more successful than you soon. They're not. But use that as motivation to keep moving forward. You're in the best shape of your life and almost nothing you do right now has permanent consequences. Enjoy your life. Take chances. Do everything. Fucking live it up. Take care of your teeth. Plus, regular exercise, avoiding extreme joint injury. If you ever get an injury that needs physio, do all the rehab exercises you're given, and keep doing them until you are stronger than you were before the injury. Hell yeah, rehab saved my left hand and playing guitar. Can't recommend enough. Save where you can. Treat people as individuals. Visit/learn different countries/cultures if you can. Exercise. And just generally, try not to be a dick to people, and hopefully people will react the same way to you. It's okay to be single. There's plenty of time. And don't just settle for anyone because of their looks or whatever. It's important to find the right person for you. Someone who actually appreciates you and doesn't walk all over you. Ask for advice. People who've walked in your shoes are out there and happy to help you avoid what they didn't. Don't give a shit about what other people tell you you're supposed to do. Go your own way. By the time you reach your 50s, you'll have no fucks to give, and it's incredibly freeing. Don't wait to adopt that mindset. Leave the ducking boss alone. Shit's the devil. To piggyback off this, if you think you need help, never be afraid to ask. You're not alone. Also, if you think you need help, you almost definitely need help. In your 20s you might have the sense that you are getting a good grasp on what life is all about. You might be adopting some personal philosophy or sensibility that makes complete sense to you, and it can feel great. Enjoy that. As you work your way through your 30s, a lot of the things you thought you knew will start to seem naive. Perhaps ironically so. It will begin to dawn on you that you don't feel any more an adult now as you did when you were 20. Not really. You just have a lot of responsibilities interspersed with sleep and the odd vacation, if you can squeeze them in, and life is a bit of a blur. In your 40s, as you look around the world you now live in, it occurs to you that you are becoming out of touch. It is inevitable. Nothing you can do about it. You start to get nostalgic, and you begin to realize there is a good chance you will never really understand what the hell is going on. Your body starts doing worrying and upsetting things too in your 40s. I won't frighten you with what these things are, but there are new surprises awaiting you most days. In your 50s you realize that literally none of the things you spent the past 2 decades losing sleep over really matter. There are things you probably should have done differently, but it doesn't really matter anymore. You still don't feel like an adult and become much more comfortable with the idea that life is just something that happens. Sometimes you have a small amount of control, but mostly it just happens and you have to go with it. Basically, enjoy your 20s. It is the time in your life where you know literally everything. The world is at your feet. It is the only time you really feel like a proper grown-up. You manage to convince yourself, however briefly, that you know how to adult. Sure, you will make terrible mistakes, but that's okay. Stop giving any fucks about what strangers think of you. The sooner you do, the sooner you can grow your own happiness. Start taking care of your health now. Don't wait until you're in that age bracket where bad things start happening to your body. Exercise. Drink water. Have fun but save some money. Travel. Do it before you get married and have kids. Beach resorts don't count. I mean, really travel. Don't spend all your time working. Have a balance of fun in there. 1. When you're young, there are so many things that seem important. In particular being admired, or at least accepted by people, that aren't really important to you. The older you get, the more a few core things crystallize in importance: health, family, and a very small number of high quality friends. That's about it. 2. It's much easier to stay fit than to get fit, and getting fit gets more and more difficult every year. Do it before it's too late. Similarly, it's much easier to take good care of your teeth than it is to fix them. Brush and floss. 3. Learn to be financially literate, live well within your means, and learn to understand the power of compound interest. 40. You will thank you. It's borderline criminal that this isn't taught in school. 4. Understand that time is limited, and opportunity cost is a real thing. I know Reddit is big on time. Enjoyed is never wasted, and stuff like that, so this might be the one controversial point. But the reality is that every hour/day/week you spend on something non-productive won't come back. Just like the earlier you earn $1, the longer it can compound interest for you. The earlier you learn a skill, get a job, get your first promotion etc., the longer time you'll have to continue to build on top of it. It's not a moral failing to enjoy yourself, but just be honest with yourself about the trade-off. Just an hour of gaming and or Reddit every day compounds quickly. With that, I'll wrap up and spend some time with my family. Take care, be well kiddos. Don't spend money you don't have to impress people who don't depend on you. Ask questions. You don't know as much as you think. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe for more videos.